Hello, everybody. Welcome to Mulligan's Island on a Monday night. My name is Mark Mulligan, and I just got back from Arizona a couple hours ago. We set the bar up, and we're ready to go with the show. Hope you're ready to have some fun tonight, too. We know it's going to be fun because we got a special guest joining us. His name is Sam Rainwater. He's making a return visit here to Mulligan's Island, and it's always fun having Sam on. So let your friends know. We're going to have a good time here on my Mark Mulligan musician page. And if you would like to share this on your page, that sure helps us out a lot. We always appreciate it. We've got Luis handling the comments tonight. Luis, yeah, shared? We got Luis handling your requests and your incoming comments, his final night with us before he takes off for his summer job. We got Pablo and Anais working the cameras. And like I said, Sam Rainwater is going to pop up and do some songs too. So we're going to start the night off with a theme song written by Rudy B., who just played a really fun weekend with me in Sierra Vista. We did 2 shows at the Arizona Folklore Preserve there. Great crowds, fun people. I played in Tucson the night before that and then raced to get back here. So we're ready to have fun. I say we kick this thing off with Rudy B. Take it away, Rudy.
Let's make our way down to Mexico, where we can meet the friends we know. White sand, warm sun, and H2O. It's time for us to get back to laid back. Try a different beer from our favorite 6-pack. This crazy world says, come on, let's go. It's time for the music man, a coastal kid with guitar in hand. Even bad days are good here on the island, giving us a place where we can talk to each other fan to fan. Uncharted courses crossing our paths. It's our kind of people and our kind of place. Down in the tropics, it's a Mexican hideaway. The life in this old beach town turns a frown upside down. We'd all be smiling here on Mulligan's Island. It's the right place and the right time to be south of the border again. This is the day we get to listen in. We don't sing no blues anymore. We kick off our shoes at our front door, full of wide-eyed wonder as the waves roll in. It's time for the music man, a coastal kid with guitar in hand. Even bad days are good here on the island, giving us a place where we can talk to each other fan to fan. Uncharted courses crossing our paths. It's our kind of people and our kind of place. Down in the tropics, a Mexican hideaway. Life in this old beach town turns a frown upside down. We all be smiling here on Mulligan's Island. I'll be smiling here on Mulligan's Island.
Welcome back to Mulligan's Island, everybody. How are we doing tonight? It's great to have you with us. Great to have you with us. Great to be back in Mexico again. here singing here with you guys tonight, and then tomorrow over at La Palapa Griega. So anyway, going to start off the night here with a fun little song out of the archives. Any tequila drinkers out there? Spent some time out in Southern California. The girls out there, you really wouldn't believe. Found myself a place down by the ocean and filled it up with everything I need. Staying out all night and having a good time. Thought I'd finally left you far behind. But sailboats and sunshine couldn't get you off my mind. I couldn't drown your memory drinking whiskey or wine. Spent all my money, now I'm down to my last dime. Guess I've had too much tequila, not enough lime. So I said, hasta luego, San Diego. Then I went on down to Mexico, hanging out with friends in Mark's backyard cantina, and traded in my last dollar for a bottle of gold. Singing ay 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 and wearing big sombreros. They threw me out and I stumbled my way home. But sailboats and sunshine couldn't get you off my mind. I couldn't drown your memory drinking whiskey or wine. Spent all my money, now I'm down to my last dime. Guess I've had too much tequila, not enough lime. Now I'm down to my last dime. Guess I've had too much tequila, not enough lime. Too much tequila, not enough lime. All right, kicking off a night on Mulligan's Island. How we doing, guys? Everybody good? So, gonna throw in another song. We already got our first request of the day. I'm gonna do this one for Norma. And after this song, we're gonna get our friend Sam Rainwater up here. He's got his ukulele in hand, which means we're gonna have fun. Norma, thanks for watching. Always appreciate you tuning in from the Midwest. Song that Hugo Duarte wrote was nice enough to let me record. Actually, one of the only two songs that I have that's on two albums. This one's off White Sand, Warm Sun, Salty H2O. Also on my Rising Sun album because I thought it was kind of a nice fit. Turk Sims, if you're out there, this one goes out for you too. When I was 17 years old, we moved to Tascosa. My daddy was determined to make some dreams come true. I swore I'd never let him down as long as I was breathing. Working dawn till dark, side by side, doing all that we could do just to stay alive, just to stay together. We were praying if we worked real hard, we'd see our lives get better. Daddy always told me, son, our luck is bound to change. With a good Lord's help, some daylight, and just a little bit of rain. And Never rained a single drop, and our dreams were bound to fail. It's hard to watch a whole year's crop turn to dust in one dry spell. There was nothing anyone could do, and nothing we could say. Just loaded what was left of our lives on a truck and drove away. Trying to stay alive, trying to stay together. We were praying if we worked real hard, we'd see our lives get better. Daddy kept on saying, son, our luck is bound to change. With the good Lord's help, some daylight and just a little bit of rain. We were down but not defeated all those years ago. Our failures taught me how to reap those seeds my daddy sowed. I woke up this morning and jumped up in my truck. I drove out to the farthest field and I turned my collar up. I walked down in that winter wheat and I touched it with my hand. Thank the Lord for blessing me with those years with my old man. Keeping us alive, for keeping us together, for listening to those desperate prayers and making our lives better. Daddy always told me, son, our luck is bound to change. With the good Lord's help, some daylight and just a little bit of rain. A little bit of rain, a little bit of rain. All right. Hey, you know, it's our kid, it's my kid Luis's last night with us here on the Facebook show. Check him out right here. This is Luis a few days ago with his girlfriend, Yada Set. She's over here helping us out, running your comments and handling the banter and all. Aren't they looking sharp? So that was their prom, and they actually did that on the last night of school. So Luis is off to Southern California. He's going to go back to San Marcos. And he's going to find himself a job up there. He's living with a buddy, and he's going to work up there, come home June the 20th. That's when they're doing their graduation for some crazy reason, like 6 weeks after the final day of school. He'll fly home for his graduation, then we'll send him back up there. And then, of course, in August, Luis is going to start college in Hermosillo. So we're all excited about that. Congratulations to Luis, and congratulations to Yada Set, too. She's a sweet girl. And they look great in the pictures. Give it up for Luis and Yada Set. Yes. All right. Well, look who just sauntered onto the stage with a ukulele. Sammy Rainwater. Welcome to Mulligan's Backyard.
Hey, everybody.
Bar.
How y'all doing out there?
How you doing? Sam, have you had a nice, peaceful, relaxing day?
Oh, yes, I have.
I like this shirt. I do. This is a nice shirt.
Oh, thanks. From St. Kitts.
Well, very
Thanks
cool.
to my wife.
Yeah. Well, I'll tell you what. Let's let Sammy do a song, and then maybe I'll come up and join you for one. Sammy, what do you think?
Sounds like a really good idea.
All right, everybody, give it up for Sammy Rainwater.
This song almost sort of happened to Elizabeth, where she got stuck in a winter storm up in New Jersey and almost didn't make it down to Key West. But I thought about, what about all those people that go on cruises in the middle of winter, and they're leaving from like Florida, but they're flying from somewhere up in the frozen tundra up north. So I kind of came up with the idea for this song. Right time of year for a warm getaway. Middle of winter, very short days. I booked the cruise ahead 'cause I knew I would need to lose this cabin fever in a tropic sea breeze. But a chill ran through me when I learned last night A front's coming in, there's no end in sight. It couldn't be worse, I think I could cry. My trip is up in the air. They canceled all flights. They canceled my flight to paradise. Marooned at the airport that day. If I'm not on that boat at sailing time, my ship won't come in, it'll just sail away. What could I do? The outlook was bleak. The weather system goes from Maine to Tennessee. No trains, no planes, no autos till the end of the week. John Candy and Steve Martin would sympathize with me, 'cause they canceled my flight to paradise. Removed at the airport that day. If I'm not on that boat at sailing time, my ship won't come in, it'll just sail away. That boat won't wait, I'll be left in its wake. My paradise is lost in the sun I won't bake. I should be chillin' in the tropic sun. Instead I'm stuck up north. There's a chill in my buns. Never again will this happen to me. I've come up with a better strategy. I just won't fly from the north anymore. Next year I'm moving south, down by the shore. They canceled my flight to paradise. Removed at the airport that day. If I'm not on that boat at sailing time, my ship won't come in, it'll just sail away. They canceled my flight to paradise. Marooned at the airport that day. If I'm not on that boat at sailing time, my ship won't come in, it'll just sail away. Thank you.
Sammy Rainwater, everybody. All right. Well, Sammy, you already got some requests coming in from fans of yours.
Oh, great.
You got Jason Cunningham is watching you from Colorado, and you know his folks.
Yes, I do.
Yeah. So he would like to hear a Sam Rainwater song. He'd like to hear Hurricane Party.
Oh, Hurricane Party.
Yeah. Can we send this? Okay, so we got that one coming up. You also got Tiki Bar in my backyard.
Okay, we can do that real quick.
You want to do that first?
Yeah, sure.
So, Jason, we got your song coming up, but we're going to do one, and this one's going on for Palapa Joe, right? Palapa Joe, nice to have you with us again. He would like he would like to hear a kind of a fitting song. This is
perfect. Yeah,
almost fits the title of the song.
It
perfectly.
almost, yeah, right, yeah.
So anyway, let's do it. This goes out for Palapa Joe by request.
Need a trip far away from this crazy life we're living. Leaving now, I got a plan out back in my wonderland. At the tiki bar in my backyard, out the back door, south a million miles. The tiki bar in my backyard, watch the sun go down and take us to the aisles. Invite friends over, break out the brews, escape to that faraway place. Put Mulligan on, turn off the news, life at a slower pace. At the tiki bar in my backyard, out the back door, south a million miles. At the tiki bar in my backyard, watch the sun go down and take us to the aisles. Torches light up the night, bamboo all around, lots of tiki lights, play an island sound. faraway place. It's easy life, lost time and space. We're in paradise. Dreaming of places far away, grass skirts and sandy shores. Sitting with you under the stars, my imagination soars. To the tiki bar in my backyard, out the back door, south a million miles. At the tiki bar in my backyard, watch the sun go down and take us to the aisles. Watch the sun go down and take us to the aisles.
Yeah, Sammy Rainwater. Nice, Sammy. We're going to get Sam back up in just a few minutes. Thank you, Sammy. Yeah, very cool. Well, we already got some requests coming in. Sam's got some coming in. I got some coming in, too. I'm going to send this one out for Mike and Elaine. They're watching us up in the Northwest. And this is a song that I played out at Cochoti Beach. Sam was out there, as a matter of fact, and played a couple of songs. Chris and Mary and Elizabeth, our studio audience, they were out there with us. It was a fun day out at Cochoti Beach. And I told a little story about this song, this first verse that you hear. I remember waking up hearing what I thought was a bunch of traffic. It sounded like a bunch of trucks. I looked out my window, looked out the back window, nothing on the road. Looked out of the ocean. There was this long, long line that like I've never seen before of shrimp boats, all going out at the same time. It looked like 50 different boats or more, all at one time. And I didn't realize it, but back then, on the first day of shrimping season, the Catholic priest from the Franciscan priest, Father Marty, would come down to the docks and he would bless the boats and he would bless all the fishermen as they would take off. All the wives and girlfriends and kids would come down to the docks and wave goodbye as the boats went out to sea. And it was a tradition. I don't think they do that anymore here, but it was kind of a neat thing to watch, and that shows up in this song here. We're going to go out to Cochoti Beach, not too far from here. The sun comes up, the sun goes down. Ain't there something about this old beach town? Just outside my window, I can hear the sound of a big old rusty shrimper slowly heading down. Diesel engine whining, destination way out there, slowly fading out of sight. It's the first day of the season, and it's always been this way. The sleepy boardwalk comes to life, if only for a day. And the fathers hug their children, and the girls all wave goodbye, until that last boat disappears. The pace of life slows to a crawl, but no one seems to mind it all. And the sun comes up, the sun goes down. Ain't there something about this old beach town? Lots of people say this place is long past your prime. More pesos than dollars, more nickels than dimes. Half the bars that line these beaches are boarded up and falling down, with beer cans scattered outside the door. They're talking about some big hotel and a golf course by the sea. But where the money's coming from, that's the mystery. So for now, these shores are lined with shacks and weathered ponga boats. Things round here never seem to change. The pace of life slows to a crawl, but no one seems to mind it all. And the tide comes up, the tide goes down. Yeah, there's something about this old beach town. They're emptying out the freezers, they're sweeping off the decks, they're heading for the boardwalk for a taste of what they've missed. And the barmaids and the waitresses, yeah, they'll be raking in the tips, and the beer will flow like water all night long. If it weren't for some crustacean, the one they call pink gold, they would have moved off to the city instead of putting life on hold. Like this one forgotten gringo whose skin is turned to brown. Think I'll take a walk down to the shore, feel the salt upon my skin, and watch the waves come rolling in. And the sun comes up, the sun goes down. Ain't there something about this old beach town? Yeah, there's something about this old beach town. Thank you, Mike and Elaine, for the request. Appreciate you guys joining us tonight. Luis, we got some more requests coming in. We're going to get Sam right back up here in a second. He's got a request coming up for Jason Cunningham and some other fun stuff he's going to play you. What do we got? All right. Let's see. Claudia LeClaire. Claudia's going to... She's watching us from Rocky Point. I'm getting up there. I'm going to visit Charlie and Claudia in Rocky Point. Can't wait. I'm going to be singing May the 25th up there with Mike Nash at Margarita Mermaids. And then 2 days later, I'm going to be doing a show on the beach out at Playa Dorada with sun going down behind me and Chef Mickey, who's this awesome chef in Rocky Point. He'll be catering a meal there. It's an open to the public show. These are both on my website at markmulligan.net. And Claudia would like to hear the song. I know, Tom Copeland, you like this song too. And I used to play this in Puerto Cámara. And after the song, we got Sam Rainwater coming up. Hey, old friend. I don't know what that chord was. Hey, old friend, sure good to hear your voice again. Lately I've been looking back on those crazy days of way back when. It's been wild, too many years, too many miles. Those distant memories, just thinking about them makes me smile. 'Cause you know we've had had some good times, and you know we've had some fun. But something tells me the best is just begun. So I'm looking ahead to the good old days to come. Never found a fortune, hardly have a nickel to my name. And for all the times I've lost a love, I guess I've only got myself to blame. And as for you, looks like you've been down that same road too. So tell me when you're hitting town, 'cause we've got some catching up to do. We've been up and down the border, we've been out there in the sun, but something tells me the best has just begun. So I'm looking ahead to the good old days to come. Now dreams can disappear, friends can fade away, memories fade to black and white as we turn another page. So tomorrow fades to yesterday and we watch the time go by, sitting around talking about the good old days we left so far behind. Now there's a line here that's going to show you how dated this song really is. Now time to change, here in the age of MTV. Yeah, that was kind of a while ago, wasn't it? Take a look at the headlines, things ain't the way they used to be. But that's all right. Why worry about things we can't control? Just do the best you can and take the lessons that you learn on down the road. And if ever you get to wondering where those good old days are gone, just remember that the best is just begun. And keep looking ahead to the good old days to come. Yeah, if ever you get to wondering where those good old days are gone, just remember that the best is yet to come. And keep looking ahead to the good old days to come. The good old days to come. Keep looking ahead to the good old days to come. Thank you, Claudia LeClaire, for the request on that one. Let's get Sammy Rainwater back up here. Come on back up, Sam. All right. Sam, I think it's time. It's time that Sam gets paid for tonight's performance.
Yeah. Oh, yeah, I'll have a shot of that in a minute.
This is for Sammy. This is his traditional pay. There you go, Sammy.
Thank you very much,
Much
Mark.
to the chagrin of his wife.
Yeah. Boy, ain't that the truth. I overtrained some last night.
Did you?
Yes.
So you had a gig here?
Chris and Mary can attest to that fact.
Uh-oh. Overtrained. Is there any photographic evidence of this?
I hope not.
There was photographic evidence of the seeds that were planted in the
The earlier, yeah.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, in fact, there was a post from Hair of the Dog, and they have a drink there called, I can't even say it.
You can say it.
Oh, no, yeah. Adios, Mada.
Okay.
The name of the drink. And so it was like, I said, okay, I'll have one. And basically it has every bar liquor there is.
That's the last thing
With a
Sam
shot
Rainwater
of,
needed.
a shot of Sprite in it. And that's how the night started. But I
I'm
decided,
going to guess you already had a head start before that drink.
no, I was
Really?
pretty good up till then. Maybe
Okay.
one beer. That's about all.
Okay.
But it was followed by a lot of margaritas out on a boat, the Oasis, listening to Mike and Heidi play.
Okay.
Yeah.
Well, good.
You know, they were prepaid margaritas, and I'm a real sucker for that.
All right. Well, play us a song here, Sammy. What do you got for us?
Well, I thought I'd do that request from Jason, right? This is a Charlie and Claudia song and David LeClaire song.
Very cool.
It's written about David's house when we were we just barely missed a hurricane.
Okay.
The tiki bar's hopping as the Miller bars are dropping. It's a hurricane party tonight. Winds increasing as the trees are creaking. Hurricane party tonight. General generator's fired up, start the blender. The sandbags are all in place. It's time for us to ride it out. Hurricane party tonight. So start the party, let's party hardy. Hurricane party tonight. The captain's here, there's lots of beer. Hurricane party tonight. As long as we're not blown away or floating down the street, there's time, we can ride it out. Hurricane party tonight. Oh, I just saw Jim Cantori and he's not on TV. I guess the fact he's right outside should start to worry me. But if the crews from the Weather Channel and the networks are all here too, there's gotta be a way out of here. Time for another brew. So start the party, let's party hardy. Hurricane party tonight. The captain's here, there's lots of beer. Hurricane party tonight. As long as we're not blown away, we're floating down the street. We'll figure it out, we'll be okay. Hurricane party tonight. Everyone says we should leave, it won't be safe out there. But the storm track's still to the south. Hey Jim, can I get you a beer? My mind's been made up for a while. We won't evacuate, we're staying here. It's time to drink, no need to deliberate. So start the party, let's party hardy. Hurricane party tonight. The captain's here, there's lots of beer. Hurricane party tonight. As long as we're not blown away, we're floating down the street. It'll be okay, we'll ride it through. Hurricane party tonight. Here's the sad part. The worst is behind us now, except for this real bad headache. Tequila, beer, and rum are gone, but we're not floating down the Chesapeake. If things had turned out different, if we lost our house last night, it would be okay, we'd ride it through, 'cause FEMA would make it right. So start the party, let's party hardy. Hurricane party tonight. The captain's here, there's lots of beer. Hurricane party tonight. As long as we're not blown away, we're floating down the street. It'll be okay, we'll ride it through. Hurricane party tonight. It'll be okay, we'll ride it through. Hurricane party tonight.
Yeah. All right.
Thanks.
I believe that's the first time FEMA has ever been mentioned in a Mark Mulligan show, by the way. Yeah. All right, we got some more requests coming up. I'm going to do a song here that Sam and I both like playing a lot. Luis, can you flip it around? Who actually requested Snoop Dogg?
Snoop Dogg.
Oh, that's coming
Oh,
up.
right.
All right.
Yeah.
All right.
Oh, and the bubble wrap, it's hard to do that live, guys. So maybe I'll play it for you sometime, but it's hard to do that one live.
All right, well, we got some more good requests coming up. I'm going to do another one with Sam here before we do that. Y después de eso ponemos el video de Caracol. Sam, let's do this this song that we enjoy about this fisherman that we know. His name's Jose. Jose shows up in a couple of songs lately. But we're going to head out to La Manga. That's, even though the song's about Playa del Carmen, we know you can find this guy in the fishing village of La Manga, right around the corner from San Carlos. It's a Kenny Chesney song written by a guy named James Slater. I love his songwriting and this tune in particular. It was early one morning in Playa del Carmen. That's when I first met Jose. He had a 12-foot school and a 3-foot cooler full of the catch of the day. He was wrinkled and grinning from all the sun he had been in. He was barefoot, cerveza. He said, gracias, senores. I paid him too much for all of the snapper he had. I told him, my friend, it ain't nothing in the best broken Spanish I knew. I make a good living back where I come from. He smiled and said, amigo, me too. He said, I fish and play my guitar and laugh at the bar with my friends. Go home to my wife and pray every night I can do it all over again. Somewhere over Texas, I thought of my Lexus and all the stuff I'd worked so hard for, and how the things I had gathered from climbing that ladder just didn't seem to matter much anymore. They say my nest egg ain't ready to hatch yet. They keep holding my feet to the fire. They call it paying the price so that one day in life I'll have what I need to retire. And just fish, play my guitar, and laugh at the bar with my friends. Go home to my wife and pray every night I can do it all over again. And to think that for only one moment I actually thought that I had it made, when the truth is I'm really just dying to live like Jose and just fish and play my guitar and laugh at the bar with my friends. Go home to my wife and pray every night I can do it all over again. Let's do it, Sammy. And just fish and play my guitar and laugh at the bar with my friends. Go home to my wife and pray every night I can do it all over again. Thank you, Sammy. All right, we are going to cruise around the corner to San Carlos and check out a really neat beach. It's kind of a hidden little beach that even some folks who have lived here for a long time have never gone down to. It's called Caracol. Cool little spot. Let's go there right now. I am on a tiny little beach in San Carlos called Caracol, or as many of my American and Canadian friends would call it, Garacol. Boy, is it beautiful. This is a hidden little beach that even a lot of San Carlos folks have never been to. It's at the bottom of a steep, winding road in the Caracol neighborhood. And there's only several homes on it. It's a very quiet beach, especially during the weekdays, when you can pretty well have this to yourself. On the weekends, they do get locals from Guaymas, but it's mostly families and a very laid-back scene. The beach is located at the entrance to the harbor in San Carlos, but it's very protected. The waters are calm, it's shallow water, it's perfect for little kids to go for a swim. It's got kind of a tropical feel to it, and I just love coming here. Playa Caracol, here in San Carlos. Does that get you in the mood to come down to Mexico, guys? Because this one is going out for my buddies, Dave and Leanne Seaholm. We miss them down here in San Carlos. Well, we're getting them back down here soon. I know it. You know what? Actually, executive decision. Sammy, you want to sit in on this song with me? Let's welcome back up to the stage. Hop on in here, Sammy. I can hear the sound of the music coming across that borderline tonight. I can feel the touch of a young girl gently take my hand underneath the moonlight. Soft refrains on a Spanish guitar carry me away. A voice is calling as I close my eyes. Think I hear her say, Mexico. You've been there on my mind for a long, long time, and I know that I just can't stay away. Mexico, like warm white sand in the palm of my hand, gotta go. Mexico. Been a while, but does she remember? Is she still waiting there for me? Does she ever think about those hot summer nights down by the sea? Distant highways and dusty old roads, you got me crossing the line. Lead me down to where nobody knows. Take me back in time, Mexico. You're the one that I love and I can't get enough, Mexico. But you're another world away, Mexico. Those clear blue skies and big brown eyes gotta go, Mexico. I can feel that wind begin to blow. Every time I hear that sound, I know Mexico. You've been there on my mind for a long, long time, and I know that I just can't stay away, Mexico. Like warm white sand in the palm of my hand, gotta go. And I'll be coming back to stay, Mexico. You're the one that I love and I can't get enough, Mexico. But you're another world away, Mexico. Those clear blue skies and big brown eyes gotta go, Mexico. Not a bad spot to hang out, is it, Sam?
Not a bad place at all.
All right. Well, I know, Sam loves living here in Mexico. How long have you been down here now, Sam?
Since about 05.
About
I think it was
05.
the second Island Fest.
That's right. Sam and Elizabeth came down for Island Fest, ended up coming down. They have an awesome condo. If you're ever looking for a great, great rental, seriously, I've stayed there before. It's a wonderful place at Bahia Delfin. In fact, why don't we show off your sunsets you get there right
okay.
now? We'll put you on the beach right in front of Sam's condo. Let's watch the sun go down together at Bahia Delfin.
I just came down for the weekend 18 years ago.
That's right.
One thing I love about Bahia Delfin are the sunsets.
Bill and Michaela, I'm so glad you guys are watching us up in Canada. We miss you too. When are you going to come down and visit us, Bill and Michaela? This one going out for you guys by request. That little diamond is so damn tiny. She said, is this the best ring you could buy me? Don't you know this is her big day? And daddy's girl always gets her way. But little does she know that not so long ago, on that weekend they didn't talk. It's not quite what she thought. He was 3 days on a desolate coast, south of the border down in Mexico. A sleeping bag and an old guitar, camping out under the stars. A quick flight away from one angry fiancé. You should have heard her girlfriends talking while on that first night he went walking past a shack down by the water. It's when he first saw the fisherman's daughter. Where the story gets good. He wasn't planned, it just kinda happened. He waved at her and she smiled at him. Her daddy didn't like that much. He turned around and stormed back in the hut. But later on that night, between dusk and morning light, I guess Spanish class paid off. They laughed and joked and talked, not like the babes in Bride magazine. A ragged shirt and some worn out jeans, big brown eyes and skin so tan, kinda shy, kinda innocent. And he told her about his girl in her gotta have it world. The credit cards, the catalogs, the nose job and the spas. And the night got dark and the fire grew hotter, hanging out with the fisherman's daughter. And for a girl raised on nothing, she sure was something else. And for the first time in ages, he could simply be himself. They spent that weekend all alone together, in which somehow the now could last forever. Somebody's having a real bad hair day, freaking out and fighting with the bridesmaid. The church is packed, it's 12:30. Nobody's seen or heard from that groom. But just down the street, he stumbles to his feet, lays down a tip of $50. The bartender says good luck. This kind of sounds like Sam yesterday. He made it there in the nick of time. Her dad was mad and her mom was crying. Before he had a chance to say a thing, he heard those church bells ring. Here comes the bride, marching down the aisle. He could hear his own heartbeat. Was it the booze or just cold feet? Then the best man grinned and the bride got ill when he looked at her and he said, I gotta bail. I sure hate to stand you up at the altar, but I'm in love with the fisherman's daughter. I'm in love with the fisherman's daughter. I'm in love with the fisherman's daughter. Can I actually redo the last line of the song, because I would like to sleep with my wife tonight? I'm still in love with the wheat farmer's daughter. She says, my dad is not a fisherman. Thank you for allowing me to make that correction for my marriage's sake. Wrote that song before her. All right. Hey, I want to let you know, next week, we're going to do something kind of fun. You know how we love to give away cool stuff on the show? We've given away great stuff. Baja Riba Tequila. We've given away stays at great places like Pelican Beach in San Carlos and in Alamos at the Hacienda de Los Santos. Just great grand prizes. You guys might remember that a few weeks ago I did a really neat trip that I used to do annually. It's to a place called Banamichi, okay? Banamichi. Repeat after me, Banamichi. Yep, that's where we're going. And we did this fun trip, and Jose and Marisol came with me. Little town, about 1,500 people, about 4 hours away from San Carlos as we go northeast from here, right? And, you know, it's easily accessible for my Arizona friends, for my San Carlos, my Rocky Point, my Keno Bay friends. And we always go up there. We stay in these two really neat little hotels. And we, 25, 30, 40 of us go up there, and we just have a great time. We hang out. One night we have a wood-fired pizza together, and I do my show. The next day we all go out to this ranch, and we learn how to make bacanora. Sam, you got to come on this trip, okay? Because if you could learn to make this stuff, you could save a fortune, okay? The bacanora market's going to plummet once Sam starts producing. Yeah. But anyway, it's just a really neat town, very scenic, pretty mountains around there. And so both hotels, we're going to do two prizes. Both hotels next week are going to give away a 2-night stay. And you're going to love both hotels. La Posada de Rio Sonora and Los Arcos de Sonora are both going to give away 2 night stays. It's a great gift for somebody if you're in San Carlos, Keno Bay, Rocky Point, or even Arizona or New Mexico. So that'll be next week. And the featured videos all next week are going to be of Banamichi. So you can see this neat little place that we go inland from San Carlos. Very different from the beach culture. But, we like to take you guys to off the beaten path spots. And this is one of them. I think you're going to like it. Next week, that'll be our featured videos. We got about a dozen of them that Elsa and I have put together. And then after that, we'll take a little time off from the show, maybe a week or 2, and see what's going on. So definitely hope you'll join us next week. Tom Copeland, I'm going to send this one out for you because last week you were watching the show, and I know you got really, really bummed because you're a huge Gordon Lightfoot fan. And during our show is when they announced the news that Gordon Lightfoot had passed away. And I've been hearing all kinds of tributes this week on satellite radio and other artists playing his songs. And I emailed you after that, and I told you I'm going to try to throw one in for you, Tom, a Gordon Lightfoot song. So I'm going to give this one a shot. Going out for Tom Copeland up in Coburg, Ontario. I can see you laying back in your faded dress in a room where you do what you don't confess. Sundown, you better take care if I find you've been creeping round my back stairs. Sundown, you better take care if I find you've been creeping round my back stairs. She's been looking like a queen in a sailor's dream, and she don't always say what she really means. Sometimes I think it's a shame when I get feeling better when I'm feeling no pain. Sometimes I think it's a shame when I get feeling better when I'm feeling no pain. I can see her laying back in her faded jeans. She's a hard-loving woman, got me feeling mean. Sometimes I think it's a sin when I feel like I'm winning, when I'm losing again. Sometimes I think it's a sin when I feel like I'm winning, when I'm losing again. I can see her sitting back in her satin dress in a room where you do what you don't confess. Sundown, you better take care if I find you've been creeping round my back stairs. Sometimes I think it's a shame when I feel like I'm winning, when I'm losing again. Sometimes I think it's a sin when I get feeling better, when I'm feeling no pain. Sundown, you better take care if I find you've been creeping round my back stairs. Going out for Tom up in Coburg, Ontario. Sanborn, it'll be there. Just recently, Elsa took Jose out, and they wanted to just try this sport that they had seen on TV. They had a really fun time doing this out in San Carlos. So let's go sandboarding with Elsa and Jose.
Hi, I'm Jose Mulligan, and I'm doing a day with my mom doing sandboard, and hope you enjoy it like we enjoy it. Let's have fun.
so much fun doing sandboard, right, Jose?
Yeah, it was awesome.
Yeah, it was great. We can't wait to bring all the family and do this all together.
So you guys remember I was just talking about Banamichi. This is the bacanora that they make up there on the ranch, and from Banamichi, and it's really, really good stuff. And I just poured Sammy a shot of it, so Sam is going to sample it for us. Sam, you let us know if it's something
Let me give you an
that they would
opinion.
enjoy. Let's.
Yum.
Okay, ladies and gentlemen, refunds are no longer available on the show. Just thought I would let you know. Hey, everybody, give it up for Sammy Rainwater! I said, let's give it up for Sammy Rainwater! That's what they were thinking the first time.
Okay, great. Well, I went to Australia a few years ago with Elizabeth. Two exciting things. One is she broke her arm. We had to come back early. The other was I got this one song out of it. He was feeding in the outback on a sunny day, a little wallaby who likes to run and play. The kangaroos were there with their little joeys, genealogically cousins from the same family. But then came the pack of dingoes, they wanted some lunch too. Little Wally says, I think we need to hop real fast, but the roo said, I just have to hop faster than you. He's a kangaroo, wanna be a wallaby. He wants to be like that big guy, little Joey. He likes to play in the bush, likes to munch on the grass, but when danger comes around, he wants to hop real fast. He hangs out at the marsupial pub with his mob of wallaby mates. But when that mob of roos are there, they think they own the place. It gets a little testy when a big jack starts to shove. That's when he wishes he were big enough to punch that thug. He's a kangaroo, wanna be a wallaby. He wants to be like that big guy, little Joey. He likes to play in the bush, likes to munch on the grass, but when danger comes around, he wants to hop real fast. Hop, hop. Be careful what you ask for. It may not be what you want. Unlike his bigger cousins, you won't find him on the menu at the local restaurant. He finally figured out the smartest thing to do is to stay himself and not be a roo. So now whenever there's danger about, he asks if he can hide in Joey's mama's pouch. He's a kangaroo, wanna be a wallaby. He wants to be like that big guy, little Joey. He likes to play in the bush, likes to munch on the grass, but when danger comes around, he wants to hop real fast. He's a kangaroo, wanna be a wallaby. Thank you very much, people. And people, why don't you welcome back to the stage the star of the show, the Prince of Penasco, the King of Keno, the Mayor of the Mayan Riviera, and the Sultan of San Carlos, Mr. Mark Mulligan.
I could totally get used to that Sultan thing, by the way. Hey, Sam, you got a request for Have Fun Fast? Do you want to do that one?
Okay, yeah, sure.
Do that one?
Yeah.
We got a VIP request, definitely VIP,
look up
because
what
this
key
is
it's
from Rudy B's better half from Beth. She would like to hear a Sam Rainwater song.
I'm just going to look up what key I do it in, because I
Okay.
can never remember that.
You got it. And Beth, thank you for all the help you gave me. She was in Sierra Vista with us selling my merchandise for me. I always appreciate that, Beth.
Thank you, Beth, for the request. I wrote this song for Kathy Ferrara,
Oh, okay.
way back at the second Fence to the West.
Okay.
But it's also the name of our boat. Mary and I and Chris and Elizabeth bought a boat together, and it's a 24.5-foot bow rider, but it happens to have an 8.1 liter engine in it. So the boat became known now as Have Fun Faster. So little time for so much fun. The party never ends. Party here and there, party everywhere. Can't tell where one starts and the next begins. We gotta have fun faster. We gotta have fun faster. We're always on the run, looking for fun. We gotta have fun faster. Yeah, I said faster. It's alright. A week on the river, then the party bus. Jello shots make us jump and scream. Party in the Big Easy, meet the minds of Key West. Spend a week on Yost, it seems we never rest. We gotta have fun faster. We gotta have fun faster. Yeah, we're always on the run, looking for fun. We gotta have fun faster. I said faster, it's alright. So much fun all the time. Everywhere's a party zone. With more than one fun's going on, I wanna do it all. I need a younger clone. Catch a boat to nowhere, pretty on the stern. Give money to those in need. Pay all day and wear crazy hats. Party with a purpose, yeah, that's our breed. We gotta have fun faster. We gotta have fun faster. We're always on the fun, looking for fun. We gotta have fun faster. Everybody, have fun faster. We gotta have fun faster. We're always on the run, looking for fun. We gotta have fun faster. I said faster, it's alright. We're having fun faster. We're having fun faster. We're having fun faster. We're having fun faster. And we'll have fun now the kids are gone and it's time to play.
Sammy Rainwater having fun fast. Oh, look at this. You're about to see the Sam Rainwater leap. Wow. Well, thank you, Sammy. We're going to get Sam back up here in just a few songs. Thank you, Sam. And by the way, a lot of people are quoting that song now. When people say we got to have fun faster, people wanted to maximize their time are quoting Sam's song all the time. So everybody give it up for Sammy Rainwater. Thank you. All right. Got a couple of requests. Kathy Frederick, I want to thank you for joining us. I know that for a while you couldn't watch us on your big TV, so you were watching on your little phone, which kind of sucked. And then, but now you went and got this giant TV, and I bet my face is absolutely terrifying you tonight, Kathy. So, anyway, I appreciate the request on this one. Es del bar en México y puede ser por la cámara. Going out for Kathy Frederick. Jim was lying in a hospital. They thought he was gonna die. His brother said, bro, I got an idea. You wanna go for a ride? The car's all packed, the engine is running. I'm heading for Mexico. Jim said, I'm in. The nurse freaked out and he hobbled on out the door. 10 years later, Jim's still kicking and he's got himself a beautiful gal. Running round this little beach town, the boys sure having a ball. Let me tell you about my kind of people in my kind of place, my kind of moments and my kind of days. We're going back out to Cochoti Beach, our second time there this show, where Cesar's got a seaside joint just south of here. Forget about that pina colada, 'cause all he's got is beer. The place ain't nothing but a fallen down shack, weathered by the waves and wind. I hope you like water, 'cause you'll be sitting in it when the tide comes rolling in. He'll cook you a fish that he caught that day, then he'll belt out a song for the crowd. He'll drink half your beer, but don't worry, Sammy, the next one's on the house. I'm talking about my kind of people, my kind of place, my kind of moments, and my kind of days. My kind of day to just hang out with all my San Carlos friends. Catch it down at Froggy's for a bite. He had a life in the real world. Now he goes by Captain Bob. Down here no one knows your last name, but everybody knows who you are. Like Larry and Maris, Giggles and Bruce, Kenta and Lamanga John. Yeah, Howard actually got up to 4 boats, and Bomberg's back in town. There's Chris and Mary, Sam and Elizabeth, and Flint from Barracuda Bob's on just another Tuesday, and not much Tuesday, and that's all right with us. Some guitar playing gringos banging out a tune, and they're tearing up the old dance floor. Alex asked me otra más, but who could ask for anything more when you're singing for my kind of people in my kind of place, my kind of moments on my kind of days, my kind of people in my kind of place. My kind of moments, these are my kind of days. Thank you, Kathy, for the request. Now I have a request. I'd like Sammy to come join me on this song. I'm going to actually join you for one of your songs. A song that really hits me in the gut, Sam. I think you know what song I'm talking about. Yes, he guessed correctly. Cheaper Than Ice. And when you hear the story, you're going to know this has Mark Mulligan written all over it. So, welcome back to the stage, Sammy Rainwater.
Thank you, Imus. Always thought I'd say that way.
It sounded like it's such a rock star. All right. Tell us the story on this one, Sammy.
So, down on Montserrat a few years ago, a few decades ago actually, and I went to the same tiki bar on the beach every day. Nice little beautiful beach shack. And I got to know the bartender pretty good. And finally one day I tipped him enough and he copped me a drink. So I watched him pour it. It was a rum and Coke, but it was pure rum with 1 splash of Coke and 1 ice cube. So I said, well, you know, it's not that I mind a strong drink because I like strong drinks. I said, but why is it so strong? And this is the story I got. I took a trip down Island Way, south I'd go, to that isle where nobody know where to go when the volcano blow. Went to the bar for rum and Coke. I asked for it very nice, but when the drink came back, it tasted like pure rum. Only 1 cube of ice. Hey man, what kind of drink is that? It's strong, needs more ice. He said, you know, it may sound crazy, but you know you be right. You see, down here the economy is different, you soon know why. 'Cause the rum is cheaper than the Coca-Cola, the Coke is cheaper than ice. Yes, the rum is cheaper than Coca-Cola, the Coke is cheaper than ice. If you want more Coca-Cola, that's a double, I'll charge you twice. If you want to drink it nice and cold, you know, ice at market price. 'Cause the rum is cheaper than Coca-Cola, the Coke is cheaper than ice. He told me why this is so, to hear it's a long, long way. Things you catch, things you grow, they're cheap, it's the island way. But if you need to bring it here or use electricity, you know that costs much more. We don't do that much. Would you buy a cold drink for me? 'Cause the rum is cheaper than the Coca-Cola, the Coke is cheaper than ice. If you want more Coca-Cola, that's a double, I'll charge you twice. If you want to drink it nice and cold, you know, ice at market price. 'Cause the rum is cheaper than Coca-Cola, the Coke is cheaper than ice. Sometimes things are worth it, sometimes they are not. Sometimes you be thirsty, sometimes you're just hot. Sometimes you need to have cocktail your way. But down here we drink our rum straight, it's much cheaper that way. When you come down Island Way, things are different in many a way. The salty breeze, the sky of blue, the friendly people who welcome you. Just remember this, my friends, heed my advice. Don't worry about rum, we got lots of that here. Bring your own Coke and ice. 'Cause the rum is cheaper than the Coca-Cola, the Coke is cheaper than ice. If you want more Coca-Cola, that's a double, I'll charge you twice. If you want to drink it nice and cold, you know, ice at market price. 'Cause the rum is cheaper than Coca-Cola, the Coke is cheaper than ice. Don't worry about rum, we got lots of that here. But bring your own Coke and ice. There we go.
All right, I'll tell you what, we're going to take you up to kind of San Carlos's landmark. When you pull into town, you see that beautiful peak in front of you. It's called Tetakawi. Why don't I just show it to you right now? Isn't that a cool view there? Tetakawi's amazing. Hiked up it a couple times. It's a heck of a hike. It's even tougher coming down. You end up coming down on your butt most of the time. But Sammy, you got a song about Tetakawi.
I do, boy. I'll tell you. You know, I never climbed it. Now with this fibrosis, I can't.
Okay.
I could take maybe a large drone up there,
Yeah.
something like that. A little song about Tetakawi a few years ago. Tetakawi, 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 Tetakawi in the moonlight, guacamole in a bowl, margaritas made with moonshine, slice of lime in a nice cold soul, dodging horses, cows, and chickens as we're headed on a mission to be happy. a sorry San Carlos night, fiesta time, Teddy-Cowie, 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 Teddy-Cowie in the daylight, headed out to sea, catch some fishes for our dinner, get the captains to fillet them for you and me. Chillin' on a noodle in my Guinea Cove, drinking sangria wine on a sunny San Carlos day, so sublime. I avoid karaoke at the local bars, it's really no longer my thing. That's until I've had a little bit too much to drink, and all I want to do is sing, 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 sing. Full moon party at the beach, then the band takes the stage, dancing music till the moonshine is gone. Skinny dipping in the ocean is quite the rage. Sooner or later gotta head back home, get some sleep before the sun goes down, so we can get up and do it again, San Carlos bound. Teddy-Cowie, 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 Teddy-Cowie.
Sammy Rainwater, everybody. Thank you, Sammy. We'll get you back up in a few.
Got it.
I'm going to send a song out for Mike and Jamie Miller. They were with us out on Coyote Beach, as a matter of fact, and they'd love to dance to this next song, and they love it when we include you guys in this song with your wedding pictures. So we're going to do that right now. Going out for Mike and Jamie. Mike and Jamie, get off that couch. Time to dance. What's kind of cool is sitting in our studio audience are Chris and Mary, and this was one of their wedding songs. I got to play this for them on that very special night. Meant the world to me. Thank you guys for letting me be included in that. It's been, 3 years now? 3 years for you guys? Almost 4 years. And ladies and gentlemen, they are still in love. We were supposed to go crazy when I said they are still in love. Granddad fell in love with my grandma back in 25. He knew right then she was the one. Now there they are in black and white. And as I wipe the dust off of that frame, well, I know that they're together once again. I would have loved to live back when the world didn't spin so fast. Things were different way back then, yet love was made to last. It was more than just some store-bought ring. No, those vows they made meant everything. I want to love you like that, or I don't want to love you at all. Someday I want to look back at a picture hanging up on a wall and remember how it all began, when I took your hand and said, I want to love you, I want to love you like that. One day we stood up before God, and everyone knew I gave my word, you gave your heart, and we softly said, I do, with a promise to live faithfully for not a day less than eternity. Here we are now, me and you, raising 4 kids of our own. We've done the best that we can do to make this house into a home, and our kids will meet someone someday. When they look at us, I hope that they will say, I want to love you like that, or I don't want to love you at all. Someday I want to look back at a picture hanging up on a wall and remember how it all began. When I took your hand and said, I want to love you. I want to love you like that. Or I don't want to love you at all. Someday I want to look back at a picture hanging up on a wall and remember how it all began. When I took your hand and said, I want to love you. I want to love you like that. I want to love you like that. I want to love you like that. Mike and Jamie, just so you know, you're not the only ones dancing. We got Chris and Mary out there. And I'm thinking, get a room. Yeah. Thank you, Mike and Jamie, for that request. Hey, Luis, would you do me a favor? Come here real quick. This is Luis's last show with us, and you know he's been taking your comments and your requests now for over a year, I'm sure. Right, Luis? Probably about a year and a half or so. So, Luis, hop on that mic right there. Anything you would like to say to your fans out there? Because Luis has got a whole bunch of fans. Anything you'd like to say to these guys?
And it's been fun watching every show.
Yeah?
Sometimes.
Well, how about last week when he got up and performed? Was that pretty cool? With his music teacher? He even sang a song for us. That was pretty cool. So, Luis, let people know what the game plan is from here.
Well, my plan is for this Thursday, be at California and start working. Come back probably like June 15.
Okay.
And be in a graduation. And then leave again to California to work. Come back August and start college.
Very good. Give it up for Luis, everybody. Thank you, Luis. He always does a really good job on this show. So give him a big round of applause, everybody. Luis. It was kind of funny. I still remember, when Luis started doing my show, he won't mind me saying this, he wasn't really used to bantering with people outside of his age group, with folks who were a little older than him. And so Marcos had done a couple of shows of mine, and then he had to take off. And so I went to Luis and said, Luis, I know this isn't really your bag, but can you handle the comments and, stoke the fires and get people talking and to get them having fun? And that, I can't see the comments as they're coming in. I only see them after the show. Well, after the show, I'm reading all these comments from people going, this kid is great. This kid's hilarious. And I thought, what? I'm reading all of Luis's banter with everybody. And I'm sitting there thinking, wow, this kid is hilarious. He's funny. So Luis, you probably remember this. I went in there and woke him up. I think it was about 1 a.m. I went in there and I said, Luis, you did an amazing job. And I gave him a tip. And I said, and I'm going to do that every week for you. You just keep this crowd going. And he's been doing that now for a long time. He gets you guys going. And when he sees you talking too much about the weather, he diverts things back, right? So he wants to keep it interesting. Give it up for Luis, everybody. Yeah. Very good. Luis, do we have any other requests on there? Or are we good? Let's see what we got. Yeah. All right. Tim would like to hear Sam do a song here. So, Sam, come on up. He would like to hear a song that you've all heard before, but it's a different version, which makes it very interesting. This is going out for Tim Scott, who's watching us in Illinois. He's a Sam Rainwater fan. So, Tim, your song is coming up. This will be interesting.
Margaritaville?
Yeah.
Okay.
This is a very different version of the song, Sammy. How did this happen?
It was actually before a Parrot Grande show in Arizona, probably 10 or 12 years ago, out in Goodyear at a big fancy resort. And the night before, I was sitting in with Mark McGuffin and that whole band. And I'd practicing a song using a whammy pedal with my electric guitar. So I brought it, and some drunk at the back of the room says, "Play Margaritaville." So I played it this way, and I had 3 different women come up to me from different groups.
Okay.
And say that was the coolest version of Margaritaville they'd ever heard.
Wow. All right. This better be good now. After all that, this better not suck. Let's see what happens.
It is what it is.
Take it away, Sammy Rainwater.
living on sponge cake, watching the sun bathe. All of those tourists covered in oil, strumming my sixth string on my front porch swing. Feel the shrimp, they're beginning to boil, wasting away again in Margaritaville, searching for my lost shaker of salt. Salt, where's the damn salt? Some people claim that there's a woman to blame, but I know it's Elizabeth's fault. I don't know the reason I stayed here all season. Nothing to show but this brand new tattoo, but it's a real beauty, my Mexican cutie. How it got here, I haven't a clue.
Everybody help us sing this. Come on now.
Wasting away again in Margaritaville, searching for my lost shaker of salt. Some people claim that there's a woman to blame, but I know it could be my fault. Mark Mulligan over there. I blew out a flip-flop and stepped on a pop-top. Cracked my heel, had to cruise on back home. But losing the blender, soon I remember that frozen concoction that helps me hang on. Hang on, hang on, hang on. Wasting away again in Margaritaville, searching for my lost shaker of salt. And some people claim that there's a woman to blame, but I know, hell, it could be my fault. I doubt it though. Yes, and some people claim that there's a woman to blame, but I know it's my own damn fault.
Sammy Rainwater with a bizarre version of Margaritaville. That was really pretty cool.
Yeah, you know, actually, I did pay for the license to do that.
Did you really? Okay. Well, I know Buffett needs the money.
Yeah,
he's kind of hurting right now.
So anyway, I
Those luxury taxes are killing him.
When I got my first 1,000 CDs on it, I asked for permission. They said, yeah, just send the normal royalty for it. So I did, and I sent them a copy of the song. And I said, but by the way, I says, I give all the money to Jimmy Buffett charities. So you think you could just give it to me? I didn't hear anything on that. I didn't hear a word.
Yeah, I'm going to guess they weren't wild about that.
Yeah, so I did it, and I sent it to him again, and I said the same thing when I sent the money. after I recorded it, and they sent me the money back. And it says, oh, the song went over 5 minutes, so the royalty is $1.21 instead of $1.09 per cut.
Wow. Wow.
There you go. I guess I know Jimmy. He's in business, so that's okay. What can I
Well,
say?
you know,
But he took it from castaway kids and from troops in America that need help.
Well, that's right, but somebody's got to pay those luxury taxes.
Somebody's got to pay it, right?
Okay. I mean, come on. The Castaway Kids really, that worthwhile of a group? There are luxury taxes to pay here, for God's sake. That's right. Education for children is way overrated. Okay. Yeah, Luis, what do we got? What do we got? Okay, I'll do that one. So Sam will get you back up in just a few.
You got it. I'll
Yeah.
be right back up.
Sounds good. I hope everyone's enjoying having Sam on. Oh, Sam, before you go, tell them real quick your CDs or your website. Fill us in on that.
You go to samrainwater.com or samlrainwater.com. At either one, it shows up, and you can get them all there.
All right. Very
And
cool.
thank you so much. Or you can get it online wherever you buy your digital music. It's all over the place.
Very cool. Well, thank you, Sammy. All right, I'm going to send a song out for Penny. Penny, I believe I'm going to be seeing you on the tour at maybe in my Utah show. I'm going to be heading out on tour all over the place with Rudy B. Kicking things off in Pine Top, Arizona, July 1st. We're going to go to Syracuse, Utah, which is between Ogden and Salt Lake. We'll be in Twin Falls. We'll be in Bend, Oregon, Gig Harbor, Washington, Shoreline, Washington, Boise and McCall, Idaho, Pine, Idaho, and then on to Colorado Springs, and still booking some more Colorado shows too. So it's going to be a fun tour with Rudy B. And Penny, I think you're a Utah person, and I'm hoping I see you at that Open to the Public show in Syracuse. Thanks for the request. This is off the Rising Sun album, and I think you all know the story on this one, so I'll just play you the song. I got to. Those 3 words I grumble just like you. Saying I got to. I sigh and dread those things I gotta do. I gotta get up every morning. I gotta fight rush hour traffic. I gotta do that 9 to 5 thing. I gotta pay my taxes. I don't want to, but I got to. Then it hits me just when I think I got it pretty bad. How many folks would gladly take those burdens off my back? That big list of I got to's that belongs to me and you has got a few things on it others wish they got to do. And a little voice says it's a choice. You can say I got to, or you can say I get to. I get to go to work and put in a good 8 hours. I get to cash a paycheck. I get to have a job instead of looking for work or getting laid off. Sounds kind of crazy, but it's true. You can say I got to, or you can say I get to. Now, a dozen times you circled round that jam-packed parking lot, but half a mile away is where you found the closest empty spot. Here comes that old I got to about how far you gotta walk as the car door slams behind you and you stomp off down the block. Now there you go, but don't you know, you can say I got to, or you can say I get to. I get to stretch my legs and get some exercise, 'cause I guarantee there's someone else out there who'd give anything to ditch that wheelchair. She'd gladly walk twice as far as you. So you can say I got to, or you can say I get to. I know it's just one letter out of 3, but take that O and change it to E. Instead of saying I got to, try saying I get to. And a lot of things might not seem all that bad. That traffic jam ain't backed up quite so far. When you say I'm blessed, I get to own a car. And those property taxes I gotta pay, because I get to go home to a house each day. You'll see things from a different point of view when you quit saying I got to and start saying I get to. Instead of I got to, I get to. No more I got to. I'm gonna say I get to. I do. Hey Penny, so do you. We get to. The moral of the story is Jimmy Buffett gets to pay luxury taxes. That's Hey, I want to wish our friend Chris Roth in this crowd a happy birthday. Sam, would you help me in singing this song for Chris? Chris, how old are you today? Or would you?
I'm 52 today.
53 tomorrow. Okay, tomorrow's your birthday. Good, and I'm assuming because Sam is part of the party, there will be major celebration tomorrow.
Oh, I suspect so.
Okay, well, it's one of my favorite songs, and it goes out for Chris Roth, who, by the way, interesting, Chris and Mary here in our audience hosted the first live stream event that I ever did. It was during the pandemic when we did an event called Hope Fest, and we raised a ton of money. Like $23,000 or something like that. We ended up raising at Chris and Mary's, and it was that show, that Hope Fest event, that launched this Facebook, Monday and Tuesday thing. Yeah, yeah, because I still remember we finished the event, and 5 minutes later the phone rang. It was Sean Castle in Colorado. He says, "I just watched that. You've got to do this more. You've got to do this every week." And I talked to Pablo right away. And Anais, and we ran some ideas by each other. Next thing you know, this show was born. So that all started at Chris and Mary's right there, and we appreciate you doing that. Chris, by the way, and Mary are both very active in Outreach for World Hope. And very soon, I promise, I will have some videos ready of Guatemala and the trips that we take down there, Chris and Mary, and wonderful volunteers. I think you'd be very interested to find out the really interesting, good work that Outreach for World Hope does. So thank you guys for being a part of that. And Sammy, let's sing him a song that goes just like this. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday to my son Chris. Happy birthday to you. Yes. If this man were actually your father, can you imagine him as your father? God, you would be fun.
Yeah. It's just I have girls.
I do.
Yeah. So Chris, if I had a son, it would be Chris. He's nerdy as hell. He's brilliant, and all those things, and fun to be around, and all that. So anyway. That's our little thing.
Well, very cool. Awesome. I'll tell you what, how about we have Sam do a song, and then we'll close out together. I want to thank all you guys for joining us. Don't forget that next week we're going to give away not one, but 2 prizes. And it's going to be 2-night stays at either hotel in Banamichi. And if you live in Arizona, New Mexico, anywhere here in Sonora, Rocky Point, Kino Bay, San Carlos, it's really, really a neat prize. You're going to love these hotels in Banamichi. And shoot, maybe you could even coordinate it on when I'm going up there, and we'll all have fun together.
What days are the? What day is the trip?
Well, we haven't got a trip scheduled just yet.
Okay.
We will do one probably in late October, but you can actually use this anytime you want to. So it'll be good for 1 year, and you're going to really, really love it. So that'll be next week. We'll do a whole bunch of travel videos on Banamichi, Sonora, and take you off the beaten path as we so often like to do. So, Sammy, what are you going to sing for us?
A little song. It does involve hurricane, but in an off kind of way.
Okay.
But the song is Hurricane Sunset, Tequila Sunrise.
I love this song. This is one of my favorite Sammy songs.
It was written about watching a hurricane go past us on the Pacific side of Baja California, and we could watch the sunset behind that hurricane, and it was the sky, the clouds are 100,000 feet up in the air, and it was really, really gorgeous. So the song's about that.
All right.
Sailed back into port. There's a big storm brewing at sea. To find a safe harbor for shelter, thinking of you and me. The most beautiful sunset I've ever seen. Storm clouds light up the sky. Tonight a hurricane sunset. Tomorrow tequila sunrise. Tonight a hurricane sunset. Tomorrow tequila sunrise. The storm clouds light up the sunset. Tequila clouds my mind. Tonight a hurricane sunset. Tomorrow tequila sunrise. These storms won't last, they'll fade away, and the hurt is left behind. I've weathered storms in my life. I've weathered storms on the sea. I can save my boat in the lee of this isle, but without you I'm not sure I can save me. So I'll reef in my sails, ride out these stormy tides. 'Cause tonight a hurricane sunset, tomorrow tequila sunrise. And tonight a hurricane sunset, tomorrow tequila sunrise. The storm clouds light up the sunset, tequila clouds my mind. Tonight a hurricane sunset, tomorrow tequila sunrise. This storm won't last, they'll fade away, and the hurt is left behind. The storms in our lives, the storms on the sea, both can flip you upside down, surround you with debris. But someday I know there will be sunny skies. But tonight a hurricane sunset, tomorrow tequila sunrise. You got one or a chorus? Fiery sky from the storm, what a sight to see. It fills my eyes with wonder, like the wonder of you with me. But the storm can shatter my boat, like this feeling I have inside. So tonight a hurricane sunset, tomorrow tequila sunrise. Tonight a hurricane sunset, tomorrow tequila sunrise. The storm clouds light up the sunset, tequila clouds my mind. Tonight a hurricane sunset, tomorrow tequila sunrise. These storms won't last, this fades away, and the hurt is left behind. Tonight a hurricane sunset.
Yeah, I love that song, Sammy. Beautiful tune. Hey, it's been really, really fun having Sammy on tonight. Sammy, let's close out with a song we play together, a little guacamole.
Okay.
Yeah, and Sammy will get you back on here again someday soon. If you want to check out Sam's music, you can go to samrainwater.com or samlrainwater.com. And actually, we use a lot of the same musicians in Nashville, too.
Oh, yeah.
So you'll really like the albums. You're hearing acoustic versions tonight, but these are full band produced stuff. And if you've enjoyed tonight, you will certainly enjoy the CDs. So thank you, Sammy. I say we do one more song here, and I got an avocado right above me here. I think that's going to lead us into this next song. What do you think, Sammy? Are you in the mood for a little guacamole after the show?
See, I don't like it much.
Let's do it, guys. We'll close out tonight. Thank you, Luis, for all your help on the show for a long time. Pablo and Anais, great job as always. And if our studio audience feels like getting up here with us, we can always use the help. I met her at the Mercado. She was buying avocados, and man, she really turned me on. She reached for my pepper, and I grabbed her tomato. I knew it wouldn't take very long. She walked up to La Mesa. She picked up some cerveza. So I picked up some onions and limon. And the way she looked at me, man, I could clearly see that it wouldn't take very long. Guacamole! 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 We'd be making guacamole all night long. Guacamole! Guacamole! We'd be making guacamole all night long. Line. I fell in right behind, and man, she sure looked good to me. She reached for her money. I said, wait a minute, honey, I believe this one is on me. We got in my pickup, we started to back up, we headed on down the road. We went into her casa, we ate tortillas de masa, and we made guacamole all night long. Guacamole! Guacamole! We were making guacamole all night long. Guacamole! 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 We'd be making guacamole all night long. All right, little ukulele solo. Rocking that uke all night. That's Sammy Rainwater, everybody. Here we go. Guacamole. Guacamole. We'd be making guacamole all night long. Guacamole. 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 We'd be making guacamole all... Okay, just you guys now. Take it. Guacamole. Guacamole. Haciendo guacamole toda la noche. Guacamole, guacamole, guacamole. We were making guacamole all night long. Sam, go home and make some guacamole. Thank you for joining us on Mulligan's Island tonight. Sammy Rainwater, everybody. Hold on a second. Hold on. Before you cut it, we need to see this Sam Rainwater leap. That's the only reason you tuned in tonight. So here we go. The Sam Rainwater leap. There it is, everybody. Good night. We'll see you next week.
Let's make our way down to Mexico, where we can meet the friends we know. White sand, warm sun, and H2O. It's time for us to get back to laid back. Try a different beer from our favorite six-pack. This crazy world says, come on, let's go. It's time for the Music Man, a coastal kid with guitar in hand. Even bad days are good here on the island. Giving us a place where we can talk to each other fan to fan. Uncharted courses crossing our paths. It's our kind of people and our kind of place. Down in the tropics, it's a Mexican hideaway. The life in this old beach town turns a frown upside down. We'd all be smiling here on Mulligan's Island. It's the right place and the right time to be south of the border again. This is the day we get to listen in. We don't sing no blues anymore. We kick off our shoes at our front door, full of wide-eyed wonder as the waves roll in. It's time for the Music Man, a coastal kid with guitar in hand. Even bad days are good here on the island. Giving us a place where we can talk to each other fan to fan. Uncharted courses crossing our paths. It's our kind of people and our kind of place. Down in the tropics, a Mexican hideaway. The life in this old beach town turns a frown upside down. We all be smiling here on Mulligan's Island. I'll be smiling here on Mulligan's Island.